Hello friends and welcome back to another First Descendant video. Today we're talking all about crystallization catalysts, how to get them, how to farm them, what you need them for, all that good stuff. Now if you've already made it to hard mode, you probably know all about these guys. This is how we reset our characters and reset our weapons to make them better and stronger. So basically once you hit max level on your Descendant or max level on your weapon, like this shotgun right here, you're going to be able to go into the module settings and go to module additional settings and then assign a module socket type, and this is going to use your crystallization catalysts. And these are pretty rare because you need to farm those blueprints, which I'm going to show you how to do. So you really want to make sure you want those slots on there before you commit, but that is going to put your weapon or your character back down to 1. If you were to do it on your Descendant module, this is where you go to module additional settings, you go to assign a module type, and you would click here, and then apply type. What that's going to do is allow you to use a module that matches that type, and it's going to lower the price. So you can see how I have 8 here in green. That means that it is cutting the price of that mod in half. So if I take Singular Specialist off right here, and then let's search for it again, Singular Specialist, that's going in this rutile slot, the R slot, and it normally would cost me 15 based on how much I have upgraded it. But when we put it into that slot, you can see it's 8. It's actually cutting it in half. And this is how you're going to be able to fit a lot more mods and completely build out your character. So it's important to do this once you hit 40. However, these materials can be quite pricey to go and grab. So you want to continuously be doing this and have this going because it takes a while to farm up these materials and it takes a while to get XP on your weapons and your characters. So you don't really want to play at level 40 for a ton of time if you have those crystallizations ready to go. And in this video, I'm going to show you all the best spots where to farm these materials. I have an energy activators video as well. We have one cooking right here. So if you want to check that out, then definitely click the card. But I'm going to go down to my crystallization catalyst and we're going to actually craft one of these. It's good to have these crafting as often as possible. Obviously it's a little RNG dependent, but we're going to go ahead and get one moving there. You can see it takes 7.5 hours to do so. So it's kind of a long time. So you want to make sure to get in there. The energy activators even more so because they're 30 hours, but that's a whole different video. But before we talk about where to get each individual piece, I wanted to let you guys know that I am a Nexon creator. And if you want to add me as a friend, you can definitely do so. I have been accepting all your friend requests. We're up to 36 and you can only have 50, which is kind of a crazy low number, but I'm getting you guys in there. If you want to support me as a creator, you can click on my name, look me up, Abby Hour, #9902, and then you can click on creator details and it'll bring up all of this and allow you to support me. We've got about 30 supporters now, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. Now let's get back to the video. All right, in order to see what materials we need for this crystallization catalyst, we're going to go into access info, then enhancement material, then the crystallization catalyst right here, and then it's going to show you everything you need in order to farm. Of course, the crystallization catalyst blueprint is pretty RNG based and is going to be your biggest bottleneck to getting this item. You have to find amorphouses that have a 15 to 20% chance of dropping this, and then you just have to hope for good luck. I'm going to show you my recommendation at the end of the video for these blueprints. However, if you are farming for other items, then I would definitely suggest kind of multitasking with the crystallization catalyst. That way, if you get one, it's a happy accident. But as you can see, the rest of these materials, it's not that bad. I have so many macromolecules, by the way, because I'm farming for my bunny code. It's the last piece I need for Ultimate Bunny. But let's start at the top. So Murky Energy Residue, this one, you hit acquisition info. We see that this drops in Sterile Land. So you're going to do the dungeons. We're going to go into the Forgottense. We're going to do normal mode and then go over to Sterile Land, Forgottense dungeon. We're going to do it private, and I'm going to show you how far into the dungeon you need to go to get that elite drop, because the Murky Energy Residue only drops from the elite in the area. So you actually don't need to complete it. That's why I say just do this on normal. You're going to get a range of the consumable, so you'll most likely be able to craft one of the crystallization catalyst just from one drop of the dungeon, so it's really super easy to farm. You want to run this with either Bunny or Valby or somebody that's really good at AoE and quick and fast, because it is on normal, so obviously we can go as fast as we can kill. So you're going to notice the elite is right here, that elite tracker. So all you have to do is just kill that guy right there. He's going to drop 13 Murky energy residue, which is enough for us to craft one of the crystallization catalysts. You can see you only need 8, so all you have to do is just that and you're good to go. Then to abandon the mission, you just say return to Albion and you're done. For the second material, Macromolecule Biogel, you can see I have a ton of this because I already farmed this for another drop that I'm trying to get. But this is going to drop from both of the outposts in the Echo Swamp, Muskeg Swamp and Derelict Covert. So you're going to go back and forth between these two right here. And now that it's only a minute cooldown, you can actually do these pretty quickly. The Derelict Covert is closer to the fast travel, and it's pretty easy to do with Sharon if you want those amorphosis, but of course you don't need to. There's usually always people here because they're doing the reactor or the fragment farm. Of course you can run this on Sharon and do the infiltration, but you don't need to get this material. You're not going to get any more material if you do it that way. But now that it's only a minute cooldown, it's not so bad. You can kind of jump in there and clear those out pretty quickly, and you don't really have to go back and forth. But that's it. You just gotta kill them and walk over the dead body. There, we got 15 there. That's a pretty nice pull. You can get up to 20 of those macrobiogels. So you're gonna be able to craft your crystallization catalyst pretty quickly because I believe you only need 22, to craft it. So 1 or 2 drops should get you there. All right, on to the third material, mixed energy residue. This one is going to come from encrypted storage boxes in Agna Desert. So let's head over there and I'll show you how to do that. So to farm the encrypted boxes, you want to switch over to Enzo if you have an Enzo. If not, it's totally fine. It'll just be a little bit more difficult for you to open the boxes. And then once we're on Enzo, we're going to fast travel to this Mirage Zone Tactical Transporter, which is the little small fast travel over in the Mirage Zone. Over at this teleporter, you're going to have a couple directions that you can pulse your ESIV scan and see where those vaults are. And if you don't find one, you can just travel to another location and then travel back. All right, so we travel back on normal and you can see we got a ping here. You just have to press your scan button, which I believe is tab on keyboard, and right stick on controller. I actually have a different button layout, but we can see that it is over this way. So we're gonna just drop down right here, and here he is. We're gonna use our normal code analyzer, and I should mention how to get code analyzers in this game because everybody says it's so easy, but it's actually not that easy. You're gonna get these code analyzers for normal and for hard difficulties. So make sure you check that you have some for hard and normal before you open them. I would recommend only opening like the lower tier ones and saving your ultra precision code breakers for getting the Transcendent mods for Enzo, which is a whole separate thing. But depending on how many of these you have, that's how you know whether you want to go on normal or hard, or if you don't care maybe. But to get these code analyzers, you have to do dungeons and missions and things. They will not drop from outposts or from reactors or from defense missions. So you have to be doing missions or dungeons, which a lot of the time people aren't doing because they're doing reactor farms or they're doing boss farms and stuff like that. So make sure you throw some missions and dungeons in there every once in a while so that you can get some code breakers. A good way to farm for code breakers is to do one of the fast XP type farms, gold type farms, because those are going to be run really fast. There are going to be a lot of people doing them, and then you can have a high chance at code breakers. So I would check out Sterile Land's anticipated ambush point, or you could also check out Echo Swamp. The mission is called Abandoned Refinery Unit. That's the one that a lot of people are going to be running, and you can also get code analyzers there. Got another one on hard here, so let's see if we can go down and open it so I can actually show you guys. This one is a precision code breaker with Enzo. It's going to be a lot easier to do these, so you don't have to stress out as much. So I would highly recommend farming out Enzo because we just did one and that's it. And you can see we got 10 mixed energy residue. So let's go back to our crystallization catalyst and take a look at that, and 10 is enough to run one, so really you just have to open one box. Up next is Advanced Neural Circuit. In order to farm this material, you're going to go to White Knight Gulch and do one of these missions. Now, the one that I recommend that you guys do is called Orders Veil. This one right here. All right, you can see this is right here by the fast travel, super easy to get to. And this is going to be another little defense shield mission. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. There's a lot of really good farms in the game that are part of these missions. So we're just going to do this until we get that material, which, as you know from, oh my god, hello. I forgot that I'm like level 3 or something, but that's okay. We're you know, leveling up type of deal. We're going to see how many elites spawn in this mission, and that's what's going to give us that material. Here's our elite warden right here. Hopefully I don't die. Okay. And you can see he dropped 3, which is kind of rough, to be honest. I'm trying to level up my Lepic. I'm trying to get my Lepic kitted out. He's going to be my first max catalyst character, I think. And then I'll probably go after Viessa. I'm not sure, because I really would like to get Ultimate Viessa because I really like her. And I've heard that some of her Ultimate exclusive Transcendent mods are really good. All right, here's our next elite. Second elite, we get 3 more, so that's 6 total for this mission. All right, here is our last enemy here for the mission. All right, and there is our last enemy, and they actually dropped 5, so we got 11 for that one mission. I'm going to show you guys one more mission. If we go to Borderline of Truth, right over here, this one's a little bit further to get to, but once you're there, it's another shield type mission, and this is why I have so many of this material, and that is because I farmed MP Collector, the mod, here for a while. Now there's a little elevator. All right, once you get across on the elevator, you're gonna go up here. I'll show you guys where to start the mission. The mission's gonna be right here. And a lot of times you'll find people doing this mission because MP Collector is a reward from this mission. But we'll see how many total we get from here. There's our first elite right here. I probably should have done this on a character that wasn't like level 12. Ooh, we're getting 5. All right, so we got 5 from that one. Here's our second elite. Don't mind me almost dying. Did you guys see a drop from that guy? You get about 3 to 5 per drop for the Advanced Neural Circuit, and I would recommend either doing Borderline of Truth or Orders Veil. They are both shield deactivation missions, so you'll get 3 elites during that mission, and they all drop the material you need. All right, now we get to the final item that you need to craft your Crystallization Catalyst. This one is going to be found from many different amorphous patterns that you can find out in the world, so I would suggest finding an amorphous pattern that has a reward that you already want, and then if you get that 20% or 15% drop of the Crystallization Catalyst, then you're happy either way. So you'll see that normal amorphouses have 15% and hard mode amorphouses have 20% chance, but go for whatever one you want. Now, a cool way to multitask, and if you're a nerd like me and like using third-party websites, is to go over to this TFD pattern suggester, which I'm going to link down in the pinned comment. Hopefully they'll get a nice vanity URL at some point. However, you go to this website and you can search for exactly what you want. So you would take your Crystallization Catalyst blueprint, you would check that. It's going to show you all of the ways to get that. Now, if you don't want to do the top 3 hard bosses, which I don't blame you because I don't either, or maybe even Hanged Man, you don't want to do anything with mechanics, you just want to do that, then you can uncheck those from there. And then you can also search for your other items. So like the example we were using was Ultimate Glay. You would search Ultimate Glay and then say you needed all the parts. You would checkbox those, and you could see that these amorphous patterns right here have both your Ultimate Glay and your Crystallization Catalyst blueprint. It also gives you the percentages here. You can see it's a 6% chance for Glay and it's a 20% chance for the Crystallization Catalyst, and it'll show you exactly what you need to do to acquire the amorphous and then also to use it. if you'd rather do Outposts, you can also uncheck the Colossus, check the Void Outpost, and then take a look at these right here that are going to give you a chance to get both. So it's a way to do some multitasking. I would highly recommend it. So the last big brain tip I'm going to give you guys is to maybe just do them on normal, because let me show you this. Using 007 here, amorphous material, you can see it's 15% versus 20% in hard. However, if we go to the acquisition info, we can see that it drops Sterile land in the repository outpost, this one right here. And when we're on normal, you can see you have a 20% chance of getting a first one. And then if you're on Sharon, you have up to a 20% chance of getting a second one. So you can actually be farming 2 of these very quickly, over and over and over, get a bunch of them up, and then go over to the reactor that you need to kill the boss to open that amorphous material number 7, as you can see there. The boss is going to be much easier. It costs a lot less shards to do so, and you can see I have 655 of the monomer void shards, and that is because I have done the bunny fragment farm. And coincidentally enough, that reactor actually uses the exact fragments that you get from the bunny farm. This is a well-known farm for XP and for fragments, and you're going to be getting monomer and inorganic. Obviously, you want to make sure you're on bunny. I'm on private, but if you're in public, you're going to definitely find other people doing this. It's a pretty well-known farm. We're going to go into this cave. If you ever hear people saying the bunny cave, this is what they're talking about. And here it is right here. So we're going to start it. And if you have a good enough range, you're going to be able to just kind of jump in the corner. Now, obviously I don't have the best range because I don't really play bunny too much. However, you can just jump in the corner. You can get those ones on the side, and you can get these ones over here. And that's it for the fragment farm. Super quick and easy. You're going to get so many fragments, you won't know what to do with yourself. We're going to go back to Sterile lands, do a few of these outposts on normal mode, and I'll show you what I get after a few of those, and then we'll fight the boss here. So that's a really nice little rotation that you can do in order to get crystallization catalysts. All right, so once you're at the outpost, we are going to go invis as Sharon. I heard somebody say that if you do these infiltrations in order, A, B, C, D, that it will be more likely to get the ones. I don't know how true that is, but all right, even though he is an immune guy, which kind of sucks, it's easy enough for us to just kill him in normal mode. My luck has been really, really bad lately. All right, so now that we've gotten a bunch of these amorphouses, we're going to go ahead and run the reactor. Fun fact, I never got doubles, so I don't know if my luck is just really bad or what, but we're just doing this on normal, so it should be a quick and easy fight here. And we've done the bunny farm, so we can run 2 of these and see what we get. Easy peasy boss kill. And then we're going to go ahead and redeem our amorphous, open our amorphous cluster. So we've got 15%. The shape stabilizer will bring it up to 20, but I would recommend keeping your shape stabilizers for like ultimate characters and your energy activator blueprints. But we're going to go ahead and redeem this. And we did not get it. So we're going to do one more. All right, one more. We do have 2 more after this, but we're just going to do 1 for the video. And we got the Albion Cavalry gun again, but you guys can see how quickly that can go. So that's definitely a way to get those catalyzation blueprints if that's easier for you than doing bosses or doing hard mode reactors or anything like that. All right, guys, that is how you farm all the pieces to the crystallization catalyst. You're going to want to farm up a bunch of these because you're going to want to use them on all your favorite descendants and your favorite weapons and get them maxed out. I would highly recommend just focusing on 1 weapon and 1 descendant at first until you get through all the hard mode bosses. If you learned something new or this video helped you out, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.